battery usage is sitting pretty steady right now. So, looking good.
Okay. Very nice.
Because,
Very
yes,
nice,
I'm
very
running
nice.
everything off of my phone. Yay!
All right, so previously on Dragon Ball Z, everyone did an epic horsey ride in slow motion with some amazing classical music and explosions, running down a beach, careening through some bunch of stakes with some impaled zombies, and ducking behind cover and some shoals to not be able to be pelted by continuous fire. Then there was some quick healing and some quick sneaking, routing themselves around the shoals, coming up onto the cliff edge where the ship is currently docked. And from that vantage, you are now on the cusp of being able to try to sprint across this uneven and precarious terrain, where the current effects of which will be during your turn when you go to move. You'll basically roll a save, which I will tell you what you have to roll. And should you pass, you move unhindered. Should you fail, you'll move at half the distance and be knocked prone upon landing there, assuming that you basically have lost your footing but continue to still move / dive / fall over to the position where you're trying to move, and then have to get up next turn. So, here we find ourselves on the precarious rock face of the shoals, staring down the not entirely surprised anchorites of Talos on the ship. I guess...
Talos? I thought it was Merkel. Ah, shit. Thought being the key word in that phrase. Anyways, continue.
So I marked the locations here and here for where the gangway planks are for you to make access to get on board the ship. So those are your 2 points of entry to get on board the actual deck. And I guess because of that, we should probably segue directly into rolling for turn order. Considering you will need to swash and or buckle your way on board at least the main deck of the ship.
Okay, I do not have access to Beyond 20, so...
Right. I can roll initiative for you, or if you want to roll, you know, we can do it this way. Here, let me do this.
So you could always just use the roll commands in... excuse me.
In roll 20, yeah, that's kind of what I have to do for a lot of things. I've got my character sheet up on D&D Beyond and another tab on Chrome. Oh. Yeah. Oh, cool. It's horrible as always. Wonderful. Yeah.
I wish I had a double-digit initiative.
Homie, like, are you ever going to roll double-digit initiative? How many times have you actually done that during this campaign?
When I was caster a couple of times. Since then, though.
Oof.
All right, so as you also are making your advance from behind semi-cover around the corner of these rocky areas, everyone is going to take their turn first before the first turn of combat round begins. So I will sort you by order from this top of your stack, and then I will sort by number after that for the continuation of combat going forward.
Gotcha.
All right, so there we have it. You stand in front of the bone and metal dreadnought, a symbol to the Death Knights of Merkel. And on the prow of the ship, you now can see, as it is visible to you from the side, a gigantic torsoed skeleton holding a large halberd on the prow. And it seems to have almost like a semi-intelligence to it. But staring you down across the railings are a few anchorites of Talos, eagerly catching a glance of you as you round the corner. So Holly,
Hey, you know, you're parked here illegally, right?
So Holly, you are up.
So this is like a preparation round, or
This is like you get a prep round before the first round where you don't have true advantage initiative on them to be like, ha, we got the drop on you, because they knew you were coming, because they shot at the shit out of you and knew that you were coming around the bend. But they also don't know exactly when you were coming around the bend. So you get to actually run around the bend and dive before they try to do anything against you, because they don't have line of sight or visibility to know that you're there yet to actually take an action to try to shoot you, etc. So
It's like a preparatory round rather than a surprise round.
right. So basically, you can
Gotcha.
take a movement action, but likely will not have enough time to be able to take an action. Potentially, you could do a bonus action with your move, but not an actual action. So if you're going to do something like attack or cast a spell that's not a bonus actionable or reactionable item, you'll have to wait until the actual first round of combat.
okay. Would I be able to move and hold an action?
Maybe, because I guess it all kind of comes down to whether or not you trip or lose your footing.
Okay.
So when you go to move, you basically roll a strength saving throw. And if you do not roll high enough on said strength saving throw, your movement will be reduced by half, and you will be prone upon the continuation of your movement, at which time I would imagine that your action would not be able to be held effectively as you were currently
Right.
on the ground.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to. So these pink things are the gangplanks. That's where
Yes.
we can get on the ship.
Correctamundo.
All right. So I guess I'm going to try to use my movement to get to here.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll your
And-
strength save.
Okay.
Because you may be able to go farther than that, theoretically.
A strength save.
Strength save. Yep, you get your full movement.
Okay. And I want to hold. I guess I'll hold my attacks for if this guy decides to go after anybody, myself included. This guy right in front of me.
Okay.
And before I do all that, Holly is going to take out the bone mask off of her belt. She's going to slap it on, and she's going to run up there and just stare at this guy very menacingly.
Noted. Okay.
Actually, can I attack?
On the first round, no.
No. Okay. So yeah, I'll hold it for when he decides to like fucking do something. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm not all here together tonight. Okay, go
It's
ahead.
all good. No problem.
Yeah, fine.
All right, Azzy, you're up.
Now, do I have to make that strength save per 5 feet, or is it just once and done?
Basically, make the strength save in general. So if you want to roll it now, and that'll determine if
Okay.
you get to move 30, if you get to move 15. you get 30.
It's like this puts me at 25.
Yeah, so if you move from where you were and you go 5, 10, 15, 25, yep. Or I guess 20 technically, because what, you were right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be like 5 down, 10 diagonal, and then on would be 15. So where you're at now would be 20.
Okay, cool. I too will hold my action after this.
Okay. Alrighty. Talia, you're up.
Alrighty then. Let's see if I can somehow navigate all this. Okay. So the gangplank that's in the square directly to my right, right?
Correct.
Okay. How low is the railing of the ship? On the
It's from where you are with the gangplank. It's probably about, I'd say, like 12 feet. So let's call it.
No. I
somewhere-
mean, like the height from like the deck level to the top of the railing. Like, how tall is that?
Oh, from the deck to the railing, probably like 4 feet. It's a high enough height that someone could reach over it while standing next to it, but not so low that they can just fall right over the side really simply.
That's what I was asking. So, anyways, Here we go. First move. All right. You said you need me to make a strength save, right?
Right. Yeah. You want me to roll it for you?
I think I can pull it up and just roll it. So
It just may not come across whether or not the plug-in for Beyond
Yeah.
20 will work.
yeah, beyond 20 won't even work. But I'm rolling at what is that? Plus. I'm a fighter, so I'm fucking proficient. So +6.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Woo, one finger typing. Haven't done this since grade school. Oh, whoops. Never mind. Yeah, can you just roll that? I forgot to put a space after /R. Not bad.
So you passed.
Okay. Let's see here. In that case, I would like to move. Let's see, that's 5. Uh-oh. Oh no, screen's wigging out on me. No, don't do that to me now, game.
All right. Well, effectively 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, and then another 5 feet to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yep. Go on.
Oh shit! Where did my screen go? No. Ah.
So you're at 10 feet and you're on board the ship. You have the ability to move another 5 to the east and potentially then head north if you want to begin to move north to come on the ship, or south if you want to try to flank additional guys that are in the midship area.
No, like my screen just. Oh, there it is. Ah, nope. What? It's like I touch things and it just goes haywire. Damn it. Alright. Yeah, I might have to throw some extra cash down to try and fix shit. Like, before next week. Because this is ridiculous. Fucking pissed that this happened. Okay. Because I want to move 5 feet diagonal to my upper right.
Okay,
there.
you're at 15. So you have 15 more if you want, or you can stay put.
All right. And you said I was limited in terms of what I can cast because
Correct.
this is basically a prep round. Okay.
Correct.
So I wouldn't be able to cast something that takes a full action.
Correct.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. All right. Is it like ready or hold? I forget what the term that fifth uses.
Hold. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
hold
hold
action.
Yes, I would like to hold until Mr. Acolyte to the upper right. So, yeah.
The one over here.
Yes, that one until
Okay.
he approaches the stairs.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
Calorie,
And
you are up. Okay, so you get half movement in prone. So you get 15 and faceplant, basically.
$15. Right?
Yep.
And then base plant.
But
Yeah, so that's it.
all right, Nokris.
I think what I'm going to do is wow. I'm busy moisturizing my hands. So Junie, if you can move me to 30 feet, that'll get me as close to the
You want to roll?
north.
You want me to roll
Oh,
for
right,
you?
for a strength save.
You want
if
me to
you
roll
could.
for you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Moisturizing his hands, quote unquote. Save that for after D&D, Colt.
Or at least,
Dude,
you know,
my hands are like the freaking desert, okay?
just
I
don't
hate to
tell
live
us
in
what you're up
caves.
to. You know, leave some mystery.
Alright,
All right, so you passed, so you get 30.
okay. I'll use my 30 to get all the way up to the two guys that are on the northern part of the ship.
Okay, so basically 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and you want to go this way 30?
Correct.
Or do you want to just leave 25 there?
Let's just leave 25 there for now.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
You got it. And so begins the first round of combat.
I'll see you guys in an hour when it gets to me.
I don't think it'll be that long, but we'll see.
That's
All right,
a
so
lot of things.
so the first Jimbo to have initiative is this guy down here. So his movement is going to be such that he will come on down. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he will wave menacingly from his position at Calorie in front of him. And it's the end of his turn. And now it is this fine individual's turn. Azzy, you're holding an action for which anchorite motion or movement? Are you doing the one to your north or the one to your southeast, or did you not stipulate, and would you like to stipulate now?
I did not stipulate, but can I stipulate now?
Yeah.
Then the southeast.
So southeast guy. He will, let's see here. All right, so he's going to attempt to strike with his claw. The anchorites of Talos basically are wearing somewhat wild, or what I'll call like bestial looking garbs, as if they are somewhat primal in their look. So he has a pair of gauntlets which have like a clawed, bladed kind of structure on them, and he will attempt to rake at you with it.
Bring it.
He misses. But because of his action, you now are able to initiate your held action should you so choose.
It would. I'm just going to return fire with 3 attacks.
Noted.
Just ripping into it ASAP.
Alright, so that is a miss. That is a hit for 10. And that is also a hit for 10. I would have thought it was the same roll somehow, but I saw the rolls to the right-hand side where the necrotic part was different, so.
Let's see what else I can do. So, I have a question in regards to one of my limited attacks, or limited abilities. It's called Maneuvering Attack. When you weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to add the total to the damage roll and allow a creature that can see or hear you to use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target of your attack. Would cavalry be able to use their movement to stand up?
Theoretically, yes, because the move action would be an action that can be consumed to be able to regain your footing.
Can I do that?
Yeah, I don't see why not, because the whole component of the maneuvering is you're effectively trying to draw the attention so that someone else can maneuver. So if his maneuver is literally to stand up, then so be it.
Cavalry, would you like to stand up?
Yes, please.
It's 1d10. So that last attack will do +3 damage, and cavalry will no longer be prone.
Noted.
And can move further if they'd like, and
Half what would be what it takes to stand up.
half movement to stand up.
We don't have that feat that makes it easier.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was 5 feet of movement, and you only got half movement
Right.
after that.
Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
I don't know.
No, it is half of your total movement to stand up.
Okay.
The feet or whatever it is makes it so that you can do it with just 5 feet. And I think like monks, and then like natural feet lets you do it.
On top
I
of
would
that,
look that up, but
I'm going to use my bonus action to Shield Master Bash and try to knock this motherfucker prone.
With it being the held action, I don't think you get your bonus action.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it says the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Okay. This fine individual over here is going to be going underneath the stanchions that hold the catapult up by changing into his boar-shaped form. Shape-changing, becoming a wild boar. He will move 5, 10, 15 underneath, and then will attempt to gore you with his tusk. And a 20 does not hit, but it is really fucking close.
Okie dokie.
And I'm going to just mark him here so I can remember he's in boar form right now.
Bacon.
Was that a Warcraft reference there, Knight? Or whoever made the okie dokie comment?
I said Doki, and it was supposed to be a heartbeat type deal because
Oh.
I've only got 36 HP, so if something hits me.
Oh. I thought we were commenting on the fact that he had tusks and they're moving around. Like there.
Me, not that kind of orc. All right, so Holly, it's your turn.
I'm gonna take some. I'm going to rage, and then I will take some swipes at this guy south of me if I could find my fucking rage buttons.
I would like to rage. Let me
I
press
feel
the
like
button.
I feel like the inability to directly press the rage button incites the rage, which is there to be granted by pressing the button, so it knows what it's doing.
Did she get flanking on this mob?
Yes, because you are in fact behind it. All right, so it's what are all the differences now? It's +3 on the damage.
Yes.
Yeah, because it looks like it already has the bonus on your attack.
Yeah, I'm resistant to every type of damage basically except for psychic, and it's +3 slashing damage. And did it do 2 attacks?
One with advantage.
Just did 1 with advantage. But you'll have a second one for your second attack because you're advantage because of the fact that you're flanking.
Flanking, right.
So let's see, 2 hits. The second
14?
one is 8, and then 5. I'm sorry, 6. So 14. Yep.
And that'll be it.
Okay. All right. So it is now this fine gentleman's turn right here. And he is going to attempt to claw at you, Nokris, with both of his fists of fury. So he's going to attack O one time and miss. And a second time and crit. For 7 damage. It's kind of weak when he rolls like a 2 on one of the hits, but you know, so be it. Damage ain't always going to be what it's supposed to be, especially when you're dealing with these fucks. And that will be the end of his turn. Azzy, your official turn begins now.
I'm going to continue attacking the one to the southeast.
Okay. It is a hit. That is a crit.
How much do I get back from that?
If I'm reading this correctly, you get 12 because you get the necrotic damage back.
Yeah.
10 back to 12 is from if it was a two-handed strike.
Is that what that column is? I can't determine. Well, if it's 10 back, then he got 15 back, is what it means.
Oh, then yeah, it'd be... Yeah. Wait, no, the 5 shows is it being from a 1d10 from it being... There? What?
Because of
I
the
don't know what
crit.
I'm-
It's
Oh,
so the
because of the
12,
crit, it's
yeah,
a
the
10.
12, and then the 10 plus 5. And the
Yeah,
way the
so-
thing stipulates is two-handed, then the bar, then necrotic.
The 12
Okay.
is his slashing damage. The necrotic is the 10 plus 5 from the crit.
Right. So
He'd get 15 back.
he gets 15 back, and the damage he actually deals from that strike is only 9. But
D&D's complicated. I quit.
coupled with the attack from before, he did 14.
Is it still
Thus far.
standing?
It is, in fact, still standing.
Hit harder,
And
boy. You're
hit-
hitting
hit
weaker
for
than
another
I
5.
do.
Does he at least look like he actually took damage from it?
Yeah, you can tell he took damage.
If he's still standing,
Which he
after
is.
that last hit, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do a contested strength test to see if I can't knock him prone.
Okay. He rolled a 20.
Fucking bitch.
So he
Okay.
unga bunga'd. Held his ground. All right. Is that
Yeah, that's
is that
my
all
turn.
she wrote?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now it is this Jim Bob's turn down here. He is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and stay here. From this particular location, he is then going to attempt to throw a lightning bolt at Calorie. So let's see here. Roll for me. So lightning, 5 feet wide blast out in the direction you choose. Each creature in line must make a dex save. Okay, so firing here at Cowrie. So I will need a dex save from Cowrie, a dex save from Azzy, a dex save from this guy here that I'll roll for, a dex save from Holly, and a dex save from Knuckers. Because as I'm reading this correctly, it looks like the lightning bolt will go for a total of 100 feet in a straight line. So that's pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, as long as it's in a straight line.
Okay, so Cowrie did not pass the save.
Where is...
As he did, Holly did. Let me roll for fuckface here. 1 second.
Wow, for a second there, I don't know why I thought you were talking about Talia, and I was like, whoa. So you need to calm down.
I mean, it's been a day, but it has not been that kind of day. So yes, this guy succeeds.
Is this for half damage or full? Or just to avoid it completely?
This is to avoid completely. Okay, so Nokris did not dodge. The other Talos Anchorite dodged. Holly dodged. Azzy dodged. Coward did not dodge. So let me roll damage here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is for 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Calories still alive?
Yep. Yeah, he's still standing.
Doing great.
I have a question. Since that's not an attack roll, I can't like impose disadvantage on that or give calorie advantage, can I, with my shield?
No, I do not believe that you're able to utilize the shield component of that imposition because of the fact that I don't believe it is an attack roll. It's simply a once per day use the spell.
Okay.
All right. And that is the end of that Anchorite's turn.
That
And
Anchorite is a rat.
And it is now this dude's turn. And he is going to make his moves. And go 1, 2, 3, 4.
He technically approached the stairs.
He did.
when he started moving.
And because you haven't gone yet, you have your attack of opportunity. So
Held action.
for the sake of, yes, the held action, we'll call it. So for the sake of argument, I will bring him back to his position here.
That would be handy, because what I am going to do with my held action is not an attack, but good old grease. The spell. So, let's see. Slit grease comes ground at a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. Creature that enters or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. It is 1 minute duration. Let me pull it up. I would, as the word grease is, I would like him the bottom right corner of the square, if that sounds. So this would be the, if you imagine a 2x2 grid, he would be the bottom end. Like that.
And I'm pretty sure he failed with a 6. So
Yeah, definitely. Especially given that my spell save is a 15. So.
all right. So from his position, he began to move. You did the grease thing. Let me get back to my selection pointer here. There we go. And as he was then continuing to try to move, he goes, whoop, and falls prone down here. And let me roll a quick little damage hit for him for effectively smashing face on the deck. So he takes 4 points of damage and is prone.
Like 10 feet up.
Exactly. That's why I put it right next to the edge. And that way the other guy couldn't try to approach and back him up. And that will stay for 1 minute. All right. Granny's turn. Let's fuck him up. All right. I will approach prone guy. So 5 to my right, 5 to the right. Stop. So first things first, attack roll with the flail, because I'm going to be casting Booming Blade. So make an attack roll with
So
flail.
initiative with the flail because he's prone, and 12 was not a hit.
Oh. Wait, what now?
So I moved you into position,
Okay.
and then I did the flail attack with advantage because he's prone, and you're doing a melee attack.
Yes.
But the advantage was a 12 at highest, which is not enough to hit him.
Oh, yeah, that's not enough. So that attack will fail. Which means it will technically only have a bonus action left. Kind of makes one will still work. Let me double check the word real quick. Otherwise the spell fails. Okay. So that part's done. Features and traits. Let's see here. When you use your action to cast a cantrip, which I did, you make one weapon attack. I guess I can still do a weapon attack then in that case. That's how I would say. Because the exact wording is when you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. So up to you, DM, on whether or not I can still do that.
Yeah, it says as part of the action used to cast the spell. So basically, if you're using Booming Blade and you're using a melee attack, as part of your action within the spell's range, otherwise the spell fails.
Right.
So you took the attack action.
Yeah.
On a hit.
Well, no. You would have to cast the spell, and that would be like
Your
the
attack.
melee attack would be part of the spell. That's
Correct.
my understanding. So you wouldn't need to take the attack action before you cast the spell, because otherwise it'd be slamming down 3 melee attacks beforehand. Am I backwards on that? Because the way I understood
Yes,
it,
because
was,
basically you cast a spell, but you have to make a melee attack basically to
Right.
hit with the spell, and that is your effective spell hit. It's if you hit with
Right.
the actual melee attack, then the spell hit is triggered for the actual effect of the spell. If you failed
Right.
to hit, then they just suffer the normal attack of the weapon that you swung with. And the booming energy portion of the additional bonus damage from Booming Blade does not take effect.
Right. But technically, I still took the action cast a spell. Like, that is my action that
Correct.
I took for that turn.
Correct.
Okay, so that being said, I can still use the War Magic feature from Eldritch Knight to use my bonus action to make a melee attack on prone guy, right?
Yes.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay. So you hit prone guy for 8 points of
Okay.
damage.
Gotcha. All right, cool. And that's all I got. So, next person. Or thing, because it looks like it's an orc thingy next.
Mm-hmm. It is now this individual's turn. He not that kind of orc. He is going to attempt to claw at Holly with his clawed gauntlets. For a whopping miss, catching nothing but air. And the second swing is a hit for 5 damage, slashing.
5 damage.
Yep, reduced by your resistance to rounded up 3.
I looked over at her and I was like, "How you doing?" And I look at her fucking health. She's sitting at fucking 94. This bitch. God
Yeah, she was
damn it.
like, she was riding in the bubble in the middle of everyone, just being like, "Wow, man, these fucking bombs are dropping." But this is kind of cool.
Bombs were dropping, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Keep on forgetting.
All right, Calorie, it is your turn.
Make sure I read this feature right for the cantrips. Okay, so I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on the Boar guy in front of Knight,
Okay.
and because of my feature as a Death Cleric, it will also affect the guy beside him. Because it's a necrotic cantrip, and they're both within range and are within 5 feet of each other.
All right, so it has to make a Wisdom saving throw or take necrotic damage. And if it has lost any hit points, it takes additional necrotic damage on the die when you roll for damage.
The one as a boar hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's at full.
I'll put that one up first then, and then do the one that has taken damage. It's a different roll depending on it. The damage.
Okay, so the first one passes the Wisdom save.
Takes no damage then.
Right, so the boar is like, lol. The other guy, however, takes the 1d12.
3d12 because of damage.
Oh, you're rolling. Is at a higher level?
Yeah, because it levels up as I do for the cantrips stuff.
Ah, yes.
Once
At
it's 11th
11th
level,
level is
it's
3d12. Yep. So 22 points of damage for the guy that has already been beat up upon, and he vanishes in a poof of necrotic mess that blends in with the stark, bleached bones of the deck.
For my bonus action, I'm going to turn invisible with the hidden step feature of the furbolgs.
Very well.
And now that I'm invisible, I'm going to take my movement. That'd be 1, 5, 10, 15. Would this be, or would, okay, or would that be interfering with the machine?
No, you're fine. You can go down around it.
Okay. So that'd be 20, 25, and I'll end there.
Okay.
And I'm invisible until the beginning of my next turn, or until I force a saving throw after I turn invisible or attack.
Or take damage.
Or take damage, yeah. Wait, yeah.
Or deal damage, technically, too.
Yeah.
All right. Very well. Nokris, you are up.
Okay. I am going to attack this person right in front of me first.
Very well.
And I will go from there, depending on my outcome. I do not believe an 11 hits, correct?
It does not hit.
Unfortunate. In that case, then I will burn 2 of my sorcery points, so I can quicken one of my spells, and I will quicken a first level cure wounds on myself.
Very well.
And I will heal for 11 points of damage.
Very nice.
And I think I will stay here for the moment. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. It is now this guy's turn. He is kind of confused as to where where Calorie just kind of vanished to in front of him, but he nevertheless pushes onward. 5, 10, 15. He will then attempt to attack Azzy with his clawed gauntlets. He'll take a big honk and wind up and a swing and a miss. And the second one, a swing and a bounce it off your shield. And will kind of angrily stand there now with his oddly primal looking face, as they are half orcs. And now this particular individual here will make his move, as he does not know where Cavalry went either. But he will step in, thus surrounding Azzy, and will attempt to hit him with his clawed gauntlets as well. And I will roll him with advantage, because they are technically flanking you right now. Unless you would like to do anything special, because I believe you can impose that they don't have advantage by doing disadvantage with your shield mastery, but that's up to you.
I actually don't think that's a thing, but give me a second to look, because shield master, if you take attack action on your turn, saving throw. Nope, shield master is doesn't list that.
It doesn't list that as an option for you to be able to do against people attacking you. It's only to do against someone that is attacking someone within 5 feet of you. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that's just protection, and that's
Mhm.
just disadvantage on while wielding a shield and a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage.
Duly noted. All right, so I will claw at you with him with advantage. 19 is a miss. A 12 is a miss. So his claws just bounce right off your shield because Mr. Armor over here. And he will grunt angrily at his failure to land a blow. Alright, so now it is the Boar's turn. And he is going to attempt to gore at you with his tusk. And he rears back and comes in for the thrust. And you nimbly jump out of the way, avoiding such goring as the boar recoils, having caught nothing but air. Holly, it is your turn.
Yep, I'm gonna just keep on swinging at this guy.
Keep
Trying to
on
get-
swinging for the fences.
Trying to get through him because I see that we're kind of getting swarmed here. I don't know. There it is.
There it goes. That is a hit. And that is also a hit. So 13 damage total.
Woo!
He is mad.
And that's all I got. So
Alright, now this guy's turn. Sees Nokris in front of him, and he's kind of put off by this a little bit, so he's going to attempt to hit him with a Thunder Wave. So for this Thunder Wave, each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from the casting point has to make a Constitution save. So because Nokris is the only one within a 15-foot cube radius of the strike from this individual, it's only actually going to affect him. So I need a Constitution save, please. I also hope the skin is soft and supple now.
Nokris, are you dead?
Oh, maybe he did get up.
call.
I mean, I can roll it for him, but I just feel bad. Oh.
Sorry, headphones cut out. What?
No problem. So the fine Talos Anchorite to your northeast is attempting to hit you with a Thunder Wave. So basically,
Oh, okay.
Yes, basically, I need you to make a Constitution save for me, please.
Okay. 19.
You pass. So basically, you take half of the roll. You take a whopping 3 damage. 3 thunder damage. Oof. You're shook.
30. Very shook.
Yeah, so shook.
So shook I don't move.
Whew. All right, so this Anchorite is, cursing the day that he decided to become an Anchorite of Talos. And Azzy, it's your turn. You are now the fine, center of attention of at least 4 Anchorites currently.
He's tanking. Yeah. Hey.
What? How
Draw
does
aggro.
how does the dodge action work?
So basically, the dodge action is taken as a reaction of your movement. I believe. Well, no, you can't use your movement for that. Your dodge action will be taken as a reaction. So if you take dodge, I believe you would gain bonus on attempting to not be hit, meaning you would either impose disadvantage on the target attempting to hit you with a melee strike.
Okay.
So I think that's how that would work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Well, fuck it, I guess. I'm gonna attack the one to the north of me.
Okay.
And this is with advantage, correct?
Yes, because you are still flanking that target. So there's a hit for 6. It is a crit for 10 plus 14, so 24. And you get to regain 14 points of health. And the anchorite is stunned and hanging on to life by a thread right now.
What a bitch.
And Holly is not pleased
Um,
that you are stealing her kill currently.
No, I meant that this thing is hanging on by a thread.
But
That
also,
shit, no,
but also
so this shit happens all the fucking time. This shit happened like 4 times in our last battle where I got things down to like 2 HP and somebody else killed it, and I was so mad.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's basically just a kill stealer right now.
well, do I finish it off
Of course.
with that 4 damage? Well, there goes your advantage, motherfucker.
Now
All right.
the other would just move into that spot.
With that one dead, I will. Actually, we agreed that if I use Shield Master Shove, it has to be on the same target I'm attacking, correct?
Right.
Cool. Dang. If that's the case, then I will. I guess that's it. I guess that's all I can do.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I mean, you can attempt to move if you want to draw tax opportunity, but that's up to you.
No, I'm actually up to 63 HP at this point. I don't want to lose any of it.
Fair enough. All right, so it is now this fine anchorite's turn. He is going to come down the stairs. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's going to cast a blessing upon the boar that is to your right. So he will have a blessing to roll a d4 added to the number of rolls during his attacks or saving throws. So that's one holy boar.
Holy pocket bacon.
Mm-hmm. Although if you can fit him in your pocket, let me know, because that's got to be one damn big pocket. But
I have a giant fucking axe.
She'll make him fit.
okay.
I will make him fit. I have a bedazzled fucking pocket of holding, basically.
Okay, that's a good point. You have the fanciest of all fancy bags that has additional storage space added to it. Okay, so that is the end of his turn.
Did you say additional sword space or storage space?
Storage, as she had it enchanted magically to hook in, to be able to carry additional inventory.
Actually, can we agree to call it pork space?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not enough air in there for people. I mean, what? Oh, sorry. Wrong kind of pork.
The
Get
pork version.
out.
I
Anyway,
will mute
So-
myself until my turn.
So it is this anchorette's turn. And he's all sticky, icky, or something. But he's going to stand up.
Light his ass on fire.
He's going to stand up. And then he's going to attempt to attack Grandma with his claws of, oh my god, claws.
Doesn't getting up provoke an attack of opportunity?
I don't believe so, because he has not left the ability of you to be able to hit him within a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
I think they removed that in 5e, if I remember correctly.
But it was a thing. I'm not crazy.
It was in 3.5.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so first attack is a whopping miss. Second attack is also a whopping miss, as Granny apparently has moves to a greased up
Yeah.
to a greased up pig man at least.
I like to picture Talia kind of just standing there and not really moving, but using her mace to deflect shit just by sheer momentum, like yawning almost. This old woman with this
Yeah.
fucking flail.
Penny is not a dexterity character. She is a strength character.
you know
If she
how
would
old
take off
people
her armor,
wave their
she's
canes
fucking
at
ripped.
things?
So yes.
Talia shakes her mace.
It's a flail. Hello. There's a length of chain separating the sharp, pointy bits and the thing that I grab.
Okay, Grandma.
Okay, boomer.
All right, Grandma, it's your turn.
That's gotta be the best version of Ogre. Okay, let's see. Well, if it wants to try to hit me, I'm going to try to hit it back. 3 attacks with my flail on Oscar to my northeast, please.
All right. Swing numero uno.
Drum roll. Hell yeah, 15. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Swing numero dos. Oh, it didn't roll the damage. Okay, interesting.
How strange.
So I'll just do that. It's still a hit regardless.
Okay.
So seven points of damage, so 22.
Yep.
And last but not least, 11 more. Damn, pummeling the shit out of him.
I told you, Granny's fucking ripped.
With arthritis.
I mean,
Does
he's
this
still,
look like arthritis to you?
he's still there. He's still there. He just, feeling the burn a little bit. Maybe he's into that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Calorie,
Right.
you are up, and you are back in the land of the visible.
I'm gonna move here. I have some issues with this magic user.
Okay. All right, well, that is definitely a hit.
And I'll use my channel divinity, one charge of that, to add another 27 necrotic damage to it.
I'm sorry, say that again. Channel divinity to deal necrotic damage. I love this game.
So the 27 damage is static?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It goes up on levels.
Just did 48 points of damage in one fucking hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
And
have you
then
been all
because-
my life?
He did channel divinity for the touch of death.
Yeah.
So just make sure you
Then
mark.
if I-
Just make sure you mark
Oh.
off that you've used one of your channel divinities for short rest.
Yep. And then from a bonus action, I'll cast
Ooh,
Sanctuary
damn.
on myself. So to attack me, they'll need to beat a 16 Wisdom DC. And then I'll end my turn.
Okay. All right. So that is that. Nokris, you are up.
Okay. Let me try attacking him again.
That got him.
Okay, so he takes 9 points of damage. I am going to smite on this attack. And I will burn a... Oh, why not? I'll burn a 4th level spell slot for this.
Very well.
Sorry, just trying to find my thing again because it's been a while since I think that's max level for it.
Let's see. Max is 5d8.
Yeah, I just found it. So he takes a total of 27 points of damage.
Spicy. He's still there.
Yep. And I think that is all I will do for now.
Kaduk. It is now this anchorite's turn. He has been just joining the fray from the other side of the ship, and he is going to go boar style because, you know, back bacon, baby back ribs, pocket bacon, pork verse.
I'm going to eat you.
And he's going to attempt to gore at Azzy yet again. Or I guess technically not yet again, but he's going to attempt to gore him for the first time. Potentially for the last time. And 17 does not make it. So he snorts at the bones on the deck in disgust. All right. As all this commotion continues to happen on the decks, a cabin underneath the, I guess what would be called the aft castle, opens up. And out steps a female half-orc that you think you maybe recognize.
Not the cook.
I think it might be. She did escape.
Oh, I thought the cook is the one that you guys took the head off of.
No, this is none other than
The blacksmith?
one Fairlie Stormsworn, second in command to the Cult of Talos within this area. A champion, one would even say, of the Cult of Talos.
Yeah,
And
we haven't met her yet.
the towering visage of this female half-orc enters. Her muscles are like that of iron bands, and her face is fixed in a bestial scowl. Underneath her boar-skin hood, you see eyes that are crackling with the energy of lightning. She snarls at you, your presence unwanted. This is my ship now, and I mean to keep it.
As I
Can we
told your
just
men, you're
Make that
parked here
a collective
illegally.
response. Is blowing raspberries just our collective response?
I mean, maybe.
Fucking, she's what? At least 20 feet away from me. I'm embroiled in combat with at least 3 individuals.
But you're blowing raspberries at her.
A 4th one trying to fucking join the
At least
fray.
one of us is blowing raspberries at her.
You best bet if somebody's trying to talk to me right now, that's what they're getting. I have been dancing out of blows left and right.
That is fair.
Holly just looks at her, and as she hefts her axe onto her shoulders, like across her shoulders, she's just gonna take her boot and she's gonna rest it on the fucking sailor that they just killed right in front of her,
Mhm.
and she's just gonna stare this bitch down.
All right. All right. All right, so Fairlie will move out from this door. Come over here to Calorie, and we'll attempt to draw her war maul and attempt to hit Big Boy a couple times with it for two strikes.
She'll need to pass the wisdom save first.
She is going to pass said wisdom save. Just you wait. Is a 22 enough?
I need the check.
I'm pretty sure it
Just
is.
below. Oh, look at that. It's 5 more than you needed.
She has +7 on wisdom saving throws, by the way. Just that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure she's going to be able to do this, but just FYI. So she's going to swing. The first time with this imposing war maul. And let's see, AC is 15. So she hits with a 17 for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
I'm down.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
I got 10.
he's still only at 10 HP from the
Oh
lightning
my
shot.
god.
This is why we heal.
Death cleric, though.
You are a cleric.
I
You
put on a
heal.
very specific focus on what I do.
So, in raucous jubilation at having knocked down this behemoth of an individual, Fairlie will give out a mighty roar, and that is the end of her turn. It is now this anchorite's turn here. Having been emboldened by the sudden surge of the tide, let's call it, from their side of the battle, he's going to strike back at Azzy with his claw gauntlets. A miss, deflected off your shield. And a narrow miss, clipping the railing behind you. And so now the boar with the blessing will attempt to gore you. Not once, but twice. Rearing back and charging in at you with its tusk, catching nothing but air, and violently swinging its head back around to try to catch you, lands a crit for 7 points of slashing damage. -3 for your feet is 4. Holly, it is now your turn, where I assume you are going to attempt to claim the prize that is ample amounts of pocket bacon.
Ooh, pocket bacon.
That is very, very tempting. How do I see what my speed is again? Is
On
it
your
on my
character
actual
sheet.
character sheet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on there.
The walking
It
speed.
is right next to your proficiency bonus.
Oh, 40 feet. Okay.
What is this?
Those are stairs. That is the access way down to the lower decks. And the mast in the middle going up that has the crow's nest at the top, which has a awkward green brazier attached to the railing of, which has a eerily glowing green light. But because it's daytime, it's really not that imposing.
So, quick
How-
question. Oh, sorry.
How is this not boar looking?
The not boar. So you're talking about the blessed boar?
Yeah, yeah.
The blessed boar is looking pretty good.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do a thing.
Okay.
We are going to use feline agility, which
Ooh.
basically doubles my speed until the end of my turn. And we're going to take my full 80 feet of movement. It's not going to be the full 80 feet, but
As
we're
much
going
as
to
this is
go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I don't know if I like being there, but you know what? Fuck it. We'll go with it. I don't suppose I can use a bonus action to potion calorie? Or would that be considered an action because they're down?
That would be an action because they're down. It's bonusable if it's just you sipping on it or something yourself real quick, but if you have to actually try to shove it down his throat or something while he's on the ground, that's different.
Okay. I'm going to take my bonus action to very quickly shove a potion down Callie's throat. If I can find it in my inventory.
Are you a bard?
Yes.
Okay, that's not something you're supposed to publicly admit.
Secretly a third multi-class in the bard.
Hold on, third? I'm still trying to figure out what the second one is.
She said it before, I'm pretty sure.
Nope, nope, la 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 la. Fingers in my ears. I want to figure it out on my own.
But yeah, I will use a greater potion of healing. If I can do this. I don't know why it's showing up as a advantage roll, but it's not.
It's a Benadryl. What?
Advantage roll.
I was about to say, fuck. Maybe Argo should have learned that enchantment spell.
And that's my action, so just gonna chill out here and stare at this boss menacingly.
Yeah. Let me put it this way, Calorie. I suggest you get up before you start making threats.
With the heat of your gaze as the rage flows upon you.
I said
Alright.
nothing.
It
Yep,
is,
Holly doesn't back
You
down. She just
typed.
stares
I
back
thought
at
I
her.
could read. Sorry, Kita.
No, you're fine.
She's just giving her the eyes, that's all.
Yep.
The eyes.
Alright, so it is now this anchorite's turn, and he is going to attempt to claw at Nokris again, thinking that he has the upper hand somehow, even though he probably doesn't really at all. First swing actually lands as a hit for 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one does not. It's a miss.
Okay.
And Azzy, it is now your turn among the melee of pigs and men.
Shit.
Still, case in point. Probably want to get your character up before you start.
All three of these guys in attacking range haven't taken any damage, huh?
So the blessed pig looks good. The other pig looks good. And the man dingo to your south looks good. And then the one behind him don't look so good.
Okay. Am I allowed to split my attacks up between movements? So, like, if I wanted to, say, attack the guy to my southeast, but do a pushing attack to sort of launch him backwards, so that way I could take his spot, and then move 10 feet total, and then do 2 more attacks, would I be able to do that?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that stipulates in the rules, especially in regards to that, so long as it's not a spell.
Okay.
And then an attack, and then a movement, and then attempting to do a spell again.
Okay. Well, if that is the case, then I will attack the boar to my southeast.
Mm-hmm. And that is a hit for 8.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to try to Shield Master Shove.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And
You succeed. I don't think a
Nice.
7 is enough to defend against you.
All right.
So
well then,
I assume
I
you
wanna-
splay the pig, or flailingly launch the pig 5 feet away.
correct.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move.
Okay, that would draw an attack if you want to continue to step down that direction.
Correct. I'm ready for that.
Okay. Oof, 20. That was close.
Can I step here?
You can. The grate is available as a stepping position, but that will draw another 2 attacks of opportunity if you want to do that. As you are leaving the realm of the 2 to the left of you.
Actually, I don't want fucking Ollie to get flanked, so I'll stay right here, and I'm going to continue my. Actually, I'm going to switch my targets to the one to my west.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a swing at him.
That is a hit for 3.
Still standing.
He is still standing. As a hit for 10. And as you slash him with your sword, he collapses over the railing, falling onto the rocks and not so gracefully down into the water below. Rip.
Bitch.
All right. So minus the one that Calorie stole from me, plus the one I stole from Holly, I'm up 2. With that, I will end my turn
Very well.
and ready myself to defend Holly against Feral Eye's attacks.
Very well. You don't actually have anything to ready at the moment, but I assume what you anticipate is you're going to use probably some of your other things and tricks when it comes time.
Probably.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, it is Mr. Greasy Boy's turn. And he is not entirely pleased with Granny. So he is going to...
Nobody's pleased with Granny.
He is going to attempt to hit Granny with a Thunder Wave. So I need a con save from Granny, which I can roll because it's probably faster. But Granny has a pretty substantial con, so...
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, she just made it.
So yes, Granny's con save is a +7. So.
She was in danger of not passing the 12 with a 13, but now she will take half of the damage roll, which is 4 damage.
Gotcha.
So she takes 4 damage being
Put
shook.
Me at... Yeah, damage and things on my...
Yeah, for you, I think you are at 84 now, as you have not been rocked
Correct.
the Kasbah all that much after the beach.
Yep. I really didn't get hit because I was in the mid row with Holly. So...
Yeah.
Calorie.
Callie's just like, yeah, you were.
Yep, your cash box definitely got rocked.
Claricasm. Alright, so
Granny's up.
I can split up my attack and move if necessary, so I would like to first take the attack action to attack that dude.
I'm going to flail him up.
Yep, flail.
So 16 is a hit for 9 points of damage.
Okay, still standing.
He is, in fact, still a member of the upright.
I mean, that just means that I could have stoved him in the head a little too hard and he can't go limp yet.
No, yeah, he's
Anyways,
still with
attack.
it. He's still with it. He's not in good shape, but he's still with it.
Attack.
Second swing is
No.
a miss.
And third attack.
A fine hit. Crunking him upside the head. Knocking him among the bones of the ship, where he will maybe find another life as part of the deck.
Yep, first hit comes in, the flail head whacks him upside the skull. I try to hit him on the return swing as I'm going to use the momentum. Whiffs by. He dodges, but he doesn't see the handle of the flail behind. Right in the dome. Next person.
Cowrie.
I don't feel like being hurt anymore, so I'm gonna cast heal on myself.
That is a very good idea, yeah. That is a whole fucking load of HP.
What the fuck? You're fine.
Oh yeah,
What?
because you probably cast it at like what, a 5th level slot?
It's my 6th level spell.
Yeah, he cast heal, not cure wounds, guys.
It
Heal.
gives 70 health and cures most statuses you could have. Would I be able to get to here if I went down to here first, or do I need to go around through Holly?
So if you're attempting to go on this side of things, so if you're trying to get around and you don't want to go up and around, you could go through Holly, but the moment that you go through Holly and attempt to take a step away from the square that Holly is on, you'll draw attacks of opportunity from well, not necessarily if you only go one space, but if you attempt to continue to go beyond one space beyond Holly, you will draw an attack of opportunity from Fairlie and potentially the other boar.
Oh,
That has
I'm
been
trying to
shown.
get onto the opposite side of Fairlie from Holly. I was wondering if I'd be able to go
To flank like that?
there. Yeah.
theoretically,
Shoot there from the side.
yeah, theoretically, if you moved like here and then moved here, it would be like you leap over the railing of the stairs that lead up to that first deck area. But just know that the ability to then move back to that side would take an additional 5 feet of movement to basically climb over the railing onto the stairs.
Okay. I'm gonna put myself there, and then end my
Okay. Very well. Nokris, you're up.
Okay. Repeat verse, same as the first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Does a 14 hit?
It does indeed.
Okay. He's still up, I take it, from the slash.
He is, yep.
Okay. I will Divine Smite then again.
Very well.
This time I will drop a 3rd level slot on him for 48. For an additional 19 points of damage, so 28 in total.
And his ruin hath been smote upon the bleached bones of the deck.
Okay. Question for you, Junie.
Mm-hmm.
Is this ballista loaded?
Yep.
Second question. Would I be able to spin it so that I could possibly hit this guy with it?
You could, in fact, spin it. I don't believe that you would be able to spin and operate the mechanism to fire in the same turn. But yes, you could maneuver with the movement that you have not taken to rotate said ballista.
Okay. It's tempting. It's very tempting, trust me.
You're always a fireball, man. There's no chill with you.
Shishka bobs. Shishka bobs.
You want me to
'cause you
line
gotta-
them up for you?
Because you got to remember that this is a boar right now.
Yeah. How big is this bolt that we have in it?
Well, I mean, judging by the scale of what it shows in like an image right here and the image right there.
Okay, so this thing is
It's
like made to fire
roughly-
at ships.
Yeah, it's roughly like 5 to 8 feet long, probably somewhere
Okay.
in there.
So yeah, I will move over here and then use the rest of my movement to pivot it so that it's ready to hit this
Mhm.
guy because he's the only one I have a straight line shot on
Fair enough.
at this moment for my next turn.
So I would say position yourself here in the aiming position of the current armament as you are bringing it to bear.
Yep. And I have a bonus action, but I don't think I can do anything with that. Actually, let me see. How far? Oh, okay, cool. So I'll use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on him as well. Just making sure. Yeah, I'm gonna set Hunter's Mark on him as my bonus action
All right, very well.
at first level.
I forgot what type of paladin you were for a bit.
Yeah. There's a lot about Nokris you don't know, and there's a lot that he doesn't necessarily do at certain times, depending on what the situation calls for.
There, I will put the radioactive symbol on.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, and that ends my turn since I'm all out of actions now.
Very well. All right, so it is now the boar's turn, who is absolutely unawares of the happenings of the forecastle, and is going to attempt to gore at Azzy, who is still next to him now, having been shoved out of the way, and will come back at him with a double whammy, if he can land them. Whammy is a miss. Whammy is a hit. For for 9.
Whew.
So, but
That's
minus 3 is 6. As if one time he actually rolled a 22.
John, am I allowed to ask what these guys have to hit, or what their bonus is to hit, rather?
Their attack bonus to hit is +5. Yes, so literally he rolled a 17.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
So wait,
you actually
+5.
have
These
to
guys are
drive.
mooks.
You know, that's actually a bit worrying. That they have +5 and they got that on top of the ship.
Mm-hmm. So having triumphantly given you a little bit of the tusk action, he feels pretty sure of himself and ends his turn.
He missed the first time, right?
He did.
No, I'll save it. Never mind.
Very well. It is now Fairlie's turn. Having seen the aggressive posturing that Holly took to come all up in her grill, Fairlie is going to focus her attention on Holly here for a moment. And is going to... so many options, man. All right, so first, she's going to use Stone Skin.
What does that do?
It is an abjuration spell that gives the flesh turning into that of stone, which until the spell is ended in 1 hour's duration, and as a concentration, not hint, hint, nudge, nudge, they take half damage to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing sources. So basically, physical damage is reduced to a half. Okay, and with that, she will now swing once with her mace at Holly.
Impose disadvantage.
Noted. All right, so disadvantage is an 18.
What
She's still a hit. Yeah, man. She swings for the fences with this fucking thing. The other roll is a 26, just FYI, and that was not a crit. So lands a hit for 10, having your resistance because you're all aflutter with anger, 5 damage.
Okay.
So note, this is why barbarian versus barbarian fights take a long time.
Don't worry, I have a plan. It's fine.
Yeah, but we can get rid of her if we get lucky with concentration rolls.
All right, so next up is this fine, young, gentle sire over here, who is going to reposition a little bit and will attempt to then slash with his bladed claws at Ezzy with advantage. First swing is a crit for 10 damage. Minus 3 is 7. The second swing is a crit for 7 damage. And because you're probably going to curse me, There we go.
Oh, no.
And thus ends his turn.
Oh, no. No.
It is now the Blessed Boar's turn. Having seen everyone go to the south, is going to follow suit. As
Wait,
what am I waiting for?
he's still blessed, even though we killed the one that blessed him.
No, I guess he's not blessed anymore, but I'm calling him the Blessed Boar because
Okay.
it's easy enough to follow that. And technically, when I attacked before, I didn't even roll his blessing because he hit anyways. So
Oh, great, cool, thanks.
So he's there, and he is going to attempt to gore you because, that's what boars do. And he misses, but he was close. And then he misses again, narrowly avoiding your leg. And for the sake of that, let me take this off. No more blessing, just a boar. Holly, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to look at this bitch in front of me who just hit me. And I'm going to growl at her, and I am going to try to grapple her.
Okay.
I don't know what I need to roll for that. Is it just strength?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage on strength rolls?
You
Yeah.
do if you're raging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which you
I
are.
believe you are an angry kitty at the moment.
That was a shit roll.
So, do you want to try to... Is there anything you can do to re-roll that? I believe you have luck, right?
Yes. I'm going to use a lucky point and try to reroll.
Okay.
The fuck?
Okay. That is not successful against Fairlight for the battle of strength.
I don't suppose I can use 2 lucky points?
Uh,
It says no action, but I don't know how that works.
Whenever you make an attack
It
roll,
says you
ability
can spend
check, or saving
1.
throw, you can spend 1 to roll an additional d20, and you choose which die you use. You can choose to spend luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined.
Yeah. So basically, you have to roll it, and then before Junie can say it failed or not, you can then try again. In this case, since Junie said the results,
Right. Which is only really because we attempted it once before I piped up.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just take the 12, I guess.
Okay. So Fairlight withstands your attempt to pin her. Or at least
Yay.
constrict her.
Alright, well, that's all I got, so...
Let's see.
Well,
You still get the ability to attack if you want.
yeah, because... Well, do I? Is grapple
grapple
considered an
attack.
action?
I think
Yeah, but you get 2 attacks on your turn. So
Oh, okay,
if
so
you
I could take
spend
1
one
attack.
if you spend 1 as a melee attempt to grapple and fail, you can still swing 1 more time.
Okay, I'll do that.
With
I'll just...
advantage.
I'll smack at her.
Which is a hit
13, 12?
for 12 points of damage. Which is reduced by half to 6.
Concentration, bitch.
Yeah, I will roll her concentration check here in a second. I'm just marking her HP.
Is her
Probably
HP
have-
over 200?
Nope.
Okay.
she probably has a good constitution.
Yeah. So a 21 So she is still holding fast to her skin of stone.
Barely saved it.
All right. I assume then, Holly, that is the end of your round?
Yep.
Okay. Azzy, you are up.
Let's see. I'm gonna return blows to the one to my west.
Very well. Is a fine hit for 7. Another for 9. And another for 6. So 15, 23. 22. Sorry. 22.
So if I do a shoving attack, can I shove this motherfucker off the boat?
Yeah, I guess technically you could push him over the railing. I mean, he would probably have a chance to see if he can save to not fall any further than, the 5-foot square that's over the railing. But yeah.
I'm gonna do so twice. My first one is going to be off of my limited use stuff, which would be shove attack.
Okay.
So let me roll that d10. And he has to save against a strength saving throw of DC 14. On failure, I push him up to 15 feet away from me.
He succeeded.
Okay. Then I will also attempt to shield master shove the motherfucker over the fucking side.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
God damn it.
He fails. he rolled an 8. He rolled an 8. Okay. So, yes, you shove him 5 feet, which, pushes him, tripping him sort of awkwardly over the railing. Falling the 12 feet that it is to land down on the rocks. So let me give him a little bit of a oomph for that. 7 points of damage. And now he has to see if he can acrobatically hold on for dear life as he is on uneven and rocky terrain where he could fall, tumble, and otherwise careen down the remainder into the crashing waves and, shoals and sharp, jagged rocks of the water below, which will more than likely kill him as he is continuously roiled back and forth by the surge of the water against said sharp and jagged rocks. Aha! He succeeds.
Fuck!
So he is currently clinging on for dear life, having flipped over the boat, landing on the rocks, taking a good shot to the ribs, but clings. It was a good move, though. Environmental use for the win.
After that, I will end my turn.
Noted. All right, Grandma.
Alright. So, since dynamic lighting is on, and I can't see anything that's going on in that bottom left corner of the ship, literally, I've kind of just been listening in like fireside chat style to everything that's going on right now.
Which is why I didn't.
Marcus's adventure with the ballista.
Which is why I didn't attempt to have any of the shape-shifted boars try to come around the mast at you to the north, because theoretically we would not have been able to see that you're over there.
Gotcha. I was wondering why I wasn't getting whacked. Let's see. So I want to move 5 down to the right, so like diagonal down right. Then another let's see, it's 10, 15, 20, 25. So 4 more squares all the way down. Cool. So that leaves me with 5 feet of movement left. However, nope. Nope. Back to the space I was at. Thank you. Don't you go try to get me in trouble yet, Mr. DM.
Just assumed you wanted to smack a bitch, so.
Oh, I do, just not right now.
Okay.
Because first I'm going to cast Melf's Acid Arrow at the lady. So let's see here.
At which target? At Fairlight?
Yes, at Fairlight.
Okay.
Uses a 2nd level spell slot, so ranged spell attacks. So with my intelligence, that should be like 7, 8, I want to say.
Looking at your modifier, you have int +3.
So total of +7. Because proficiency, yeehaw.
Yep. Yeah, you have hit +7 in the spell slot of your character sheet.
Yeah. So because it looks totally different on mobile, like everything's all separated out,
Gotcha.
so I don't get to see like all the math immediately. So yes. So range spell attack on Fairlight. On a hit, the target takes 4d4 acid damage immediately. And 2d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn.
Okay, so a spell attack of 17.
So does that hit her?
It does not.
Oh, damn. It's really disappointing, actually. It's going with advantage on like everything. That's weird.
Yeah, it's
Anyways.
the default. I think the default roll action that I have set on my Beyond 20 is just to roll with advantage, and that's why everything's rolling advantage when I click on the things for you on your sheet.
And I get to spend my last 5 feet of movement to move next to her, and then because I'm an Eldritch Knight, bonus action melee attack on Fairlight, which will actually have advantage.
Well, Fairlight is over here. That's Fairlight down here.
Whatever orc thing
This
that's
is
next to me.
This is the boar that is currently being
The
targeted.
boar. Fine, yes.
Okay.
I would with my flail as a bonus action.
Okie doke.
Nope.
It is
Actually, yes.
because you have flanking for advantage.
Disadvantage.
So you hit for 8.
So, dope. And then I will end my turn. Damn. Granny for a whiff with Melf's Acid Arrow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Calorie, you're up.
I'm a hitter.
Okay. You swing for 25 and hit.
Yay. The
For-
7 but the 6 is necrotic damage.
Okay. So 7 would be 4, and then 6 is 10, and then I will roll.
I'll stay where I am and end my turn.
And she does not succeed. So her skin reduces back to the normal fleshy texture. All right, and that is the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Nokris, you are up.
All right, so I have this in position. I will fire it at this dude right here.
Boar
So what do you need
Mandingo.
me to roll?
I'm just pulling up the damage for those guns from when I was rolling it at you guys from the upper section of the sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. Okay. Basically roll a 1d20 plus 8.
$20.
That is a hit.
Okay.
And now the damage to roll is a 4d10 plus 8.
Okay, 4d10 plus 8 plus d6 because of my hunter's mark.
Yep.
Since this is technically piercing damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oops, that did not roll because I forgot the slash, of course. $43 points of damage.
So, just barely enough to kill it in one hit, actually. Just for the sake of that.
Nice.
So, in the instance of you pinning the gun around and aiming, letting loose this massive and deadly bolt, it streaks across the deck, right around the mast, clipping the Boar, center mass, propelling it backwards and impaling it into the wall of the aft castle next to the door that leads to the inner quarters. And as it gurgles a bloody gasp as this massive bolt is now run it through and pinned it to the wall, it begins to lose consciousness and its form slowly returns to that of a half-orc.
Holly's very upset by this. She was really looking forward to some blessed pocket bacon.
Well, temporary bacon.
Temporary
As
bacon.
he goes, whoa, what the fuck? Yo, chill!
Yeah, basically the bolt streaking right down the middle of the ship around the mast and just when no one else had any idea that you had effectively done that, so that was pretty cool.
Holly is aroused.
La la. Okay, with that, that's my action. So my movement, so 5, 10, 15, I can just hop down here.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yep.
good. 20, 25, and 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then... okay. And then as a bonus action, I will cast a second level spell, and I will cast Misty Step, and I will then teleport an additional 30 feet and end up here.
Whoosh.
So-
There you are.
Yep. I appear in a mist of frost. As I kind of just appear right next to Holly with my sword drawn and ready to go.
All right, well. Into the fray you go.
As I look at the carnage that ensued from the bolt that I fired, I look at Holly. He didn't pay his parking ticket.
You're ridiculous. Holly's trying very hard not to laugh.
Awful.
She's still like not breaking eye contact with this bitch in front of her, but she's smiling because she cannot help herself.
All right. In the current situation now, it's Verili's turn. She assesses your advance and takes a moment to think about it before
She turns tail and dives over the side of the ship.
she casts Water Walk. Turns tail, leaps over the side of the ship, and you guys get to take attacks of opportunity at her as she goes.
Okay.
I would be thoroughly impressed if you're able to deal enough damage to kill her.
It's
But
just one attack. Is
yeah,
it with advantage?
just
Not advantage?
just one attack. You have advantage because you're flanking with Cowrie, so you and Cowrie have advantage. So yours
Whopping
is
6 damage from me.
Cowrie's is what, 20? Or no, it's just 15 because the Divine Smite isn't
Yeah,
active.
just 15.
So just 15, so 21. Why'd you roll twice?
Because he said it was with advantage because of flanking, so I was hoping for
Oh,
one.
well, I guess, but you hit with a 23 and did 15, okay?
I want a bigger number.
Damn,
Junie.
who has less chill, the Death Cleric
Yes,
or
sir.
the Paladin?
What level is Water Walk?
Water Walk is a 3rd level spell.
Get him, Cole.
I can use counterspell as a reaction, but I'll just use my Warcaster feat,
Mhm.
which allows me to cast spells as a reaction for an attack of opportunity.
Mhm.
And I will cast counterspell as soon as I see her doing that. I
Very
don't
well.
know if you want her to notice that it no longer works or what have you, but that's what I'm
We
going
will-
to do.
We will play that out.
Ooh, could she have like one of those Roadrunner moments? It's like Roadrunner Coyote, where she goes over the edge of the ship.
See, so technically, all right, so right here,
And then
step 1, you counterspell.
Yeah.
Step 2, she begins to go over the railing and takes the hits from the other two. Step 3, she falls into the water below. Step 4, a flash of panic as she realizes that she's no longer walking on water as she assumed she would be. Step 5, she takes a considerable amount of damage, which let me go ahead and calculate that. Let's see, so... I need the old advanced roller so I can do the bonuses here, so... That didn't come out to be as much as I was hoping it would. So she takes 35 points of damage for basically flailing herself off the side of a ship into the sea below and being washed and crashed into some jagged rocks. Cursing your names as she, is lost in the waves.
I wanted her big cool hammer.
Not even that bitch wants it now. It's probably dragging her down.
And it is now this dude's turn here. Not really aware of what the fuck just happened. Still basically getting back to his feet and attempting to make it back onto the ship. Let me roll his check. Yeah, so he failed. So he gets half his movement, which is the standard 30. So he goes 5, 10, 15, and flops like a fish on the deck. And this ends his turn. And last but not least, the boar with the moor is right here and is going to shift back into a human. Come on, let me highlight him. There we go. Shift back into a human and begin to turn tail and run off the ship. So he gets this step away and draws an attack opportunity from Azzy. Who hits him for 5.
Really wish I had the sentinel feat.
which is the first time actually that the boar man was hit. So let's see, that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he's outie. Making his escape frantically down the rocky crag of the shoals that they are beached upon with the Dreadnought currently. Bringing it to Holly's turn.
Well, there's only one thing I can really do here.
Swing.
There's a hit for 8. And a hit for 17.
25 fucking points of damage.
He is in very bad shape.
I was going to say, if there's only one thing you can do there, I mean, like, you're a barbarian. Isn't there only one thing that you do anyways?
Listen here, Grandma.
She ain't about to give you the most aggressive back rub that's going to break your back.
Yeah, that's it. That's my turn.
Very well. As he is up, he's already swinging. He is not even waiting for me to say it's his turn. He lands a strike for 6 damage, which is enough to finish him off, but decides that he wants to bloody the body some more while he's already dead, and hits him again for another 9, and then another 3. Because at that point, the AC of the individual that's already dead doesn't matter, and he's just basically beating the shit out of a corpse with his sword.
Wow.
You wait to play till later. You gotta explore.
I'm not even sorry.
We need to have a talk?
With those actions, you have now claimed the deck of the ship.
This is my ship.
I'm pretty sure there's like 4 more floors of this thing.
It doesn't matter. We killed the leader. We killed the captain. It's my ship now.
You might want to
Let's say we
the
light this
aesthetic.
thing on fire and then send it out to sea for a Viking funeral. Then we won't have to clear the other decks.
You
So-
want
Like
the
metal and bone.
Do I want what? Who?
I was just gonna say to Azzy, you want this ship, you're gonna need to change the aesthetic. This is weird.
You have no idea the amount of knowledge that could be discovered from this type of ship.
That's why
No,
we
I don't.
explore. There.
We do have parts of the ship to look through, so let's get to it. I will cast a glance over on this side of the ship to see if anything has bobbed up of the captain that I so serendipitously just sank into the ocean.
You don't see anything.
Okay, and I'll be sure to check kind of up and down the sides to make sure he's not clinging on to anything that I can see.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
The-
let's.
Lady came from a door over here, right?
Correct. On the aft castle, there is a door that is right here.
Take a
Oh.
look in there.
All right, so if you would like to enter, then I will move you to there.
Yeah.
So, Cowrie, if you want to enter as well, I will move you there as well.
Thank you.
You find yourselves in a small hallway with a couple of side rooms off to the sides as you make your way to what you assume to be the captain's quarters at the rear of the ship in the aft castle.
We should probably join them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You want me to open the doors?
You
I
open
can-
them up.
I can open them for you if you want to. If you want me to open them, basically just let me know.
I
Let me
was
know which door.
talking. Yeah, I meant calorie.
Okay.
You open and I'll get ready to shed some light.
Okay. Yeah. I open this door to the south first.
I think the rest of us are heading.
You guys moving in as well?
I
Okay.
believe so.
I'm gonna take one last like really long, hard look at where the captain fell. Do I see anything unusual?
You do not. Just the rolling waves and the murk of the sea below.
Okay.
All right, so moving you in. I'm assuming you're all coming in, so I'll just pull you all in for the sake of bringing you into one location. And now it's a dark cave that you're all jammed inside of. Mwahaha.
Get your flail out of my back, please.
That's not her flail.
Essie
Why is her
opens the
shin
door.
that tall? I thought she was hunched over.
Yes, it's absolutely Talia.
So,
Okay. The cat lady is being a little bit creepy.
in the captain's cabin, you note that this previously has the decor not befitting of an individual of the cult of Talos, and more so one that you would assume to belong to an individual of the followers of Merkel.
Why Michael's crazies?
There is a bed on one side of the room, underneath the lamplight, glowing in a pale green hue.
Is there anything else of note? Any like books or charts?
Take a look around and find out.
Does that mean roll?
It does. If you would like to investigate and search the area, you should theoretically investigate
I
and
will
search the
help
area.
Would you like me to roll with
Sarcasm
advantage?
utterly dripped from the dungeon master's voice.
It depends. Is anyone else assisting you in this endeavor, or
I
are they
am.
searching on their own, or how are they delineating the investigation?
This is an actual investigation thing. I'll assist him so you can have advantage because mine's not great.
Mine's
Okay.
+2.
Okay.
I can help out with that.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check with advantage, please. Okay. So having looked around the room, you can tell that the occupant or prior occupant was no longer here, but that the one that just departed had taken over. Looking around on the floor and among the area and around the bed, you discover a leather-bound journal lying on the floor underneath the bed. And it is... let's see, leather-bound journal, and you can't. Okay, yes, it is a leather-bound journal, currently open.
Pick it up and attempt to read it.
Okay, 1 second here.
It has to be. It's fucking ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
There's supposed to be a handout I'm supposed to be able to give you in the thing, and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. All right, I need to reveal the portion of it to you. 1 second.
I was about to say, John, I got a handout pop up, but it's a blank.
There you go. Yeah, it was like a two-part thing. It's like you had to basically show it to players, so you see the handout. And then there is a reveal like action that you have to do inside the handout when it's in disguised or hidden. I was like, well, why is it revealed if I'm showing it to you in the first place? So in among the journal, you basically see this entry written in the penmanship of not Fairlie, or at least as best you can discern, not a half-orc. It seems maybe a little more elegant than that. How does one woo a legendary dragon? Great treasure for certain. I wonder how Ebondeath might feel about the prospect of immortality. Once my colleagues in Cultus Draconis have prepared the proper rituals, we can take command of the worm and add its strength to our own. Then I, Ulan Mortis, will command their respect as well as the fears of that pathetic alliance of lords. If we can accomplish this, certainly no task shall be too great for the true devotee of the Lord of Bones. At that point, taking possession of the artifact from that ridiculous little burg of Leyland should be child's play. The dreadnought grows restless. Emberlost seeks hopelessly to be reunited with his fallen homeland in Anoria. How does one ease the obsessive behaviors of Equus Mortem, particularly in its current state? And jotted in the margins in a much different hand, Roadhouse? Could Bard win him over?
Texas Roadhouse.
It is an excellent film from the 1980s.
Azzy, what'd you guys find in there?
As he passes the journal around. As soon as he passes it, though, he goes back out into the cabin and opens up the door to the west.
I'll cast a light on my battle hammer to help shine light in case it's darker in there.
Okay, so opening the door to the west.
Activates a trap and the whole ship self-destructs, and we're all dead except me because of my super nifty shield thing, and I'm just deflected.
You can see this is a storage locker area full with supplies and maintaining the vessel for ropes, buckets, grease, other mundane tools necessary for seafaring.
And the door to the east.
Opening the door to the east, you discover more of the same.
Alright. Well, with those discovered, Azzy heads back out onto deck.
No. I'll head back out as well with the journal in hand. Below deck into this monstrosity we go.
Entirely up to you.
Yes.
Okay. You'd like to go down below? All
Yep.
right. I'll position you to transfer you over here in a second. Let me just take a look here at the room in question real quick.
I will be going down as well.
I'll cut the light on my warhammer and cast it on Azzy's shield.
Thanks, Gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
The
taking-
chillest of the death tree.
taking the stairs beneath the deck, you see in among the room many, many skeletal bone oars rowing along the sides of the ship not actually rowing, but in a row, along the sides of the ship. Below them and scattered about the floor are the piles of awkward and not quite formed into the floor bones that you... this is the first time you've actually seen bones that are not kind of held in a neat and orderly fashion, making a easy to traverse surface.
And what's down there?
In the middle is basically a pit, let's call it, from up above. This is like the drainage from the top deck that runs down to drain out the bottom of the boat.
I want to kick a bone into it.
Okay. You kick a bone into it.
How far down does it sound until it hits something?
Goes down maybe like 15, 20 feet. And then you hear a splash.
There's no armaments down here?
There's nothing currently in this room that looks to be weapons or any form of armament.
What's this door lead to?
The door to the south. This is I'm dipping between 2 or 3 different layers and trying to move Talia's character around to make sure that she's still able to see what's happening. So, all right, so opening the door to the south.
Yeah, I've got arthritis. I need some fucking help, damn it.
You discover the ship's magazine. Inside this chamber are many iron balls, ballista bolts, and rocks used for siege weaponry.
Iron balls, that kind of magazine. So like
No
Hot
gunpowder?
Ships Quarterly or
No gunpowder. And you see above you there is roughly a 20-foot high shaft going from this position straight up into the poop deck.
It's the penis tower.
It's this or... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on.
I mean, I just want to point out that he said iron balls and then a
It's-
shaft going straight up into the poop deck.
Yes, this shaft over here, this area, is the access port that runs the stern of the vessel to the top deck.
So it's
you
Long
note-
Ships Quarterly. That's
You
the
note
magazine.
that it is likely for being able to traverse ammunition and armaments to the upper deck.
So all the cannons are on the upper deck then?
Yes.
And what's up here?
So, to the north,
Someone to the side of the door.
let me get this door open for you. I've got to switch back to the dynamic layers so I can take this out of the way. And then give me a second before you move in.
Shit.
Okay. In this chamber, opening the door, you discover that this cabin to the front of the ship is occupied.
Oh,
In among the cabin, you see a grumpy, disturbingly obese, half-orc male. He's a little scared that you suddenly came up upon him without him knowing that anything was happening. But you catch him off guard. Who are you and why are you here?
Well, who are you and why are you here?
that's
Is
an
this
existential question.
technically our ship now? So you're kind of trespassing?
If you possess the ship, then Fairlie certainly has failed.
Well, I mean, we're here and she's not, so...
She's dead.
I mean, we don't know that for sure, but, you know.
Shut up.
Tell me to shut up. You shut up.
Well, if that is the case, then I suppose it falls to me. My name is Gall Badwind. I was her right hand. But if you are here now and she is not, then surely I am all that remains.
I
Yup.
look back at Nokris and I'm very confused. Was she missing a hand? She hit really hard for someone who was missing a hand, you guys.
Second in command
Considering the look of this man.
basically means if she's gone, he's in charge, and he makes sure that things actually get done when she orders them. Which
Okay,
I'm
why
very
not just say that then?
because she can't be everywhere at once. It's how ship and how military command works, which actually surprises me that you're not willing to be more agitated with us. Either means you're smarter than you look, which kudos to you if you are, or you just didn't like her too much. I'm not opposed to either answer.
I had my own ambitions. I was letting her do what she needed to do so that I could claim it for myself when the prize was ready for the taking, but it seems there will be no prize.
I was going to say, what prize would that be? This ship?
Oh, no. The prize would be standing at the glorious side of Talos as he wreaks havoc upon the coast.
You're incredibly nearsighted. So do you want to die?
If it is to be my end, then so it shall be.
Look
think
over my
he's-
shoulder.
I just look at him. I think he's giving you a way out so that, you don't die today, but if you want to, by all means. I ain't gonna stop him. I'm pretty sure you've done some really terrible things in your life.
So in this moment of your discussion and contemplation, Gall Badwin kind of utters a prayer to his god, Talos, for resolution to this current situation that he finds himself in. Knowing Talos, being the fickle and chaotic individual that he is, a blackened bolt of lightning arcs out from the lamp to the left of the room, hitting Gall Blackwind and turning him into dust, negative energy.
Answers that question.
As he effectively dematerializes, his gear and equipment, falls in a clang among the bones on the floor in front of you. And he is no longer a being of life. Just a
What
pile
gear?
of dust.
I was about to say free loot, sounds like. So,
I ain't touching that shit.
I'll look through.
Talia's
There-
all interested.
So,
There,
looking among his possessions, you find a pretty shoddy cultist robe, not really worth anything and not very well protected, under which he wore a measly studded leather plate. And in his possession, slung around his back, was a glaive, which is now laying on the ground. It looks not impressive. And around his belt was a jug, which is now laying sideways in the dust and bones. The
Is
cork-
it corked?
Yeah, the cork is still in place.
I would like to take a closer look at this jug. Does it have any, particularly interesting markings on it? Is it labeled in any way?
There is no particular label on the jug. You simply note that it is, a decent size, but not overbearing to carry on a person. It has a couple leather straps that basically come off of a handle that it can be fashioned with to wear around the hip or belt or be carried by.
It's probably
I
his
sniffed the
jug.
cork. Yeah, that's why I would like to sniff the cork.
Sniffing the cork, you detect no discernible odor, which you find to be odd, because you know that it almost always will have some residue or amount of liquid inside that will, seep into the cork and produce a smell.
Especially as someone who's practiced alchemy in the past, I would understand this, and this surprises me. Does anyone here have something that can perhaps detect magical auras? As I turn around and I hold the jug up.
I could detect magic.
I could smash it to make us see what's inside.
I'll take the first option. Please, dear priest.
I'll use my Furbolg magic to detect magic.
Okay. You do, in fact, detect that there is a magical presence to this jug. When you look at it, you can tell that it is some form of... Oh, God, I don't even know what school of magic that would be negated under.
Great.
Transmutation?
Transmutation. Strange.
Interesting. How big of an area are we in?
The area around you is, what, maybe like
30 feet.
20 to 30 feet wide across at the area by the wall, and tighter as you go towards the midsection, or the northern section, I should say. It's basically the section. Can you see the section where Holly is currently at right now, or is it blocked? No, you should be able to see it, I think. Right to the north.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so in that room is basically where that was dropped.
Well, I mean, I would assume I would go in there if I was digging through the pile and picked up a jug.
Yeah.
So, I'm debating on whether or not I want to open this. Because, I'm tempted to just kind of pop it open and see what the fuck happens. And Chaotic Good says I'm going to do it. So, everybody please step back.
I walk out of the room carrying the glaive because it looks neat.
So, holding the jug, which has a noticeable, slight weight to it, but again, not heavy, which is odd because you would assume that if it was full of liquid, it would have enough weight to feel like it was full of liquid, and yet it was not that heavy. And moving it around, you hear the sloshing of liquid inside of it, but you just can't smell anything. Opening the cork and attempting to pour forth liquid from it, nothing comes out.
Using her knowledge of various arcane items and, I guess, legends, things of that nature, could Talia make an educated guess as to what the function of the jug might be? AKA, I would like to roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, you certainly could roll an Arcana check, yeah.
Please and thank you.
So, rolling this check with Arcana, you think you maybe heard of something similar to this somewhere in your passings, but you're not putting your finger on what it is. You can't necessarily think that it's any kind of weapon or something of that nature, but at the same time, you aren't sure.
But nothing's coming out even when I, upend the jug.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Holly is watching this from, around the door. And she kind of grins and she goes, maybe it's like the thunder can, but with water.
Interesting. Oh, wait a second. I would assume, given that Talia owns a wand, that she understands the concept of command words. So, that being said, let's see, educated guess, dead man probably knew the command word. Talia turns to Kalri and says, "You there, priest, are you capable of speaking to the dead?"
To the vaporized remains? And also, no.
Generally
Oh.
speaking, with dead, you need a corpse and a mouth.
But also
sure we
no.
But also no.
I just have to say, this. Like, it's completely off topic, but also not really. I love how fucking savage Avril has become since we've started like being able to hear them better.
to the ashes, and also,
But also
no.
Is that the
Uh,
point where Talia just leans over and shapes the pile of ashes into like a resemblance of a mouth? And says, "Will this work?"
I'll go back to twirling the glaive around and get a feel for it.
Alright, I'm gonna recork the jug, I guess, and we can figure it out when we get back to Leyland. Because
Yes.
I think it's time to get paid, folks.
it's also important to find out what this artifact there is.
Well, if there's an artifact in Leyland, it's probably the beacon.
Could be. I'm more concerned over the fact that the original owners of the
Ebonheart?
ship were going to coerce a dragon to try and help them in some way.
Yeah,
With
they
the
were gonna
promise of
kill it.
immortality.
Yeah, these people were going to offer a dragon lichdom, if I had to guess. So, that's bad.
Not
Yes.
even. You can't control a lich. A lich
The
controls
lich controls you.
The god of the undead might think he could. Well, the lesser god of the undead.
Junie,
Hmm.
given my lineage and kind of understanding necromancers, do I have some kind of inclination as to what they might have tried to change them into for immortality with a dragon? Because it's obvious they're a necromancer, so.
Yeah, if you kind of had to put two and two together, you kind of feel like, yes, in fact, you probably were trying to offer the bounty of the life of the undead to a dragon via lichdom in a phylactery of sorts to bind it to the mortal plane.
Okay.
Cowrie just tends to assume the worst with necromancers.
Phylactery, like that jug.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Oh, shit.
It could be, considering what we have the necromancer's journal. We don't know how long ago they took this ship. Phylacteries tend to be items of magical worth that are not easily distinguishable, to my knowledge.
Transmutation, but not transmutation. It's a phylactery.
I would have thought necromancy, but yeah, that would make sense actually.
Again, not 100% sure because we would need someone to actually identify it correctly, but it's a fairly good guess. Phylactery, and again, tell me when to stop, Junie, because I'm a paladin, so I don't know how much I actually know about any of this.
Go ahead.
Generally, liches like to hide their phylacteries either in very well guarded places that mortal eyes, as they put it, won't touch them, or in plain sight so no one will think that they are actually a phylactery. And even if we do think this thing is a phylactery, trust me, it's not. Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Trust me, we're not gonna be able to easily destroy it, unfortunately, just by smashing it with an axe.
Sadly, no. It takes more.
It's putting it mildly.
So
What?
Everything about this situation is being said mildly right now.
among the sounds of the ship having the waves crash upon it, you do also hear the dull noises of song coming from below deck still.
Wait, I thought this was the lowest deck.
No. Yeah, I still see stairs in front of you.
I thought
And
there
they
was a
still
stairs
look like
back
they're
up.
going down. Okay, let's see what's down there.
Yeah, the way that they're colored is not very well done on these, but yes, the stairs still continue down another staircase.
As soon as I start to hear moaning, it's like, okay, let's see what's down here.
Okay.
I'm not too
Let me,
thrilled about what the possibility is after this discussion.
Let me pull you across here.
Let's go murder them all, not Chris.
Okay, on this next area of the ship, you find yourself in the crew quarters, where you see a bunch of different hammocks basically strung out across between posts, where crew and other members on board the ship tending to it would take rest below. And you see that there is yet still another way to traverse down deeper under the decks. And there are the doors to the north and a door to the south.
Do we hear the singing better now, or does it still sound like it's lower than where we are?
You hear it better, and you hear it coming from the north. And because everyone's rushing their tokens in that direction, I assume that
I
you
give
would
Azzy, I look at Azzy and I hold up 3 fingers and I put down 1 to make 2, and then 1, and as soon as I get to 0, I want to say we probably both open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I drop down to one knee with my shield in front of me, like so that way it's almost all the way covering me, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to be the tripod. Let's do it. Blow them up, motherfucker.
I'm ready to be the tripod. Okay. All right, so
I'd rather get information first if we can.
opening the door.
Oh.
Inside of this room, if you want to hold on a second, I will describe the site and what the scene currently is. Inside of this room, you find the corpse of a knight laid up in a pile of bones on the northern end of the room. Its body basically entwined and fused in among the roiling bones of the ship, holding it fast in position. You see no particular sign of life through the visage of this helmet worn by the knight, but you sense presence there. To the side, chained to the wall, you find a man, human male, currently singing to this effigy against the northern wall. Seeing you open the door, suddenly startled by the fact that you're not who he expected, taking a quick pause from his song.
As he will actually enter and be face to face with this person.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was prisoner. I've been told here to come and sing for this fallen knight and his new form, singing songs of his
Emberlost?
homeland. Yes, I do believe that was his name.
And who are you?
My name is Tarbin Tool.
Where were you taken from?
I was taken from the regions down by Leyland. I was traveling, heading north to Neverwinter. Caught on the road, and I was seen for my skill and brought here, asked to play and sing songs of Anuria and its history.
I am guessing you are the bard mentioned in this note that we found.
Perhaps.
Oh, how thick are the chains binding him?
So the chains are pretty thick, and there's roughly like a 50-pound manacle iron ball basically holding him down as well.
Who had the key?
Well, I'm sure one of the individuals that were in charge of the ship probably had it, but...
Ugh.
Probably the one that went for a swim.
That takes too much time. I could try to free him.
We can try to
Do
free
we
him.
want to?
Hold on a
Yeah.
sec. Let's see if there's a magical solution to this before one of you goes breaking a hand.
I have a giant axe. And she just, like, points to her back.
Good option. First.
Well, do you have anything?
How tight are the manacles?
It's not super tight around his, around his legs and his body parts, let's say, his arms and wrists and everything, but it's tight enough that you probably can't just slide it over to get them
But
off.
if they were to, say, compress their hands a fair bit and maybe into a slightly uncomfortable situation,
I mean,
they could probably pull it out.
you
maybe.
could attempt it if you wanted it to be uncomfortable and it'd take a long time for them to try to, effectively flay some skin off of their appendages to get it to slide
What if I
through.
did it with a greased manacle?
It still would take some effort.
Priest, do you have anything that can dissolve these manacles or maybe just open them? That's directed at the cow, the very, very tall cow.
I think he's waiting for you to use his name that he was given to us.
Death Priest. Cowrie. Or should I say cowrie, like the shell? Yes? No?
What part of I'm not that kind of priest?
We don't have anybody with those kinds of skills with us. I say we just rip the chains off the wall. And I mean, that axe...
Holly doesn't even wait anymore. She takes her axe and she just brings it down on the chain.
Give me a strength roll.
Okay, and I get advantage because of aspect of the beast. Do you want
Yeah, that's fine.
just a regular strength roll?
Yes, please.
Well, I guess you're sticking with a 20.
So, as you bring the axe down to bear on the iron of the chains, it strains and squeaks and chinks under the blade of the axe, and you separate one of the links enough that you're able to pull the remainder of the chain links out of the loop, thus freeing the individual from the chains that bound them, but they still retain the manacles and some pieces of the chain attached to them.
But I mean, at least they're free.
Yeah.
I grab the end of the chain and I oh, hold on, my keyboard's freaking out. Anyway, I grab the end of the chain and I like wrap it around my hand and I pull him a little bit closer and I look right in his face and say, "Don't make me regret freeing you." Am I going to regret freeing you?
Oh, no, 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 not at all, not at all. Thank you, thank you. I've been trying to get out of here for so long, but
Holly just kind of looks at him, sticks her hand out, and hands the chain to Nokris.
so
Oof.
I don't do pets. You take it.
So as you are now looking at this man, now somewhat freed, and no longer singing the songs, you feel the boat kind of lurch a little bit in its position, almost as if it's waking up from a dream. And its presence,
Bard.
its presence begins to shift. The lighting in the decks intensify and glow a brighter gaze than they were before of the green light.
I am guessing the friend that you made down here with your singing.
He's not happy, you're stopped.
It might not be so much he's unhappy.
He wants to go home.
That he does.
There is no home for him. Should put him out of his misery.
Don't know if we can easily enough.
Separate him from the boat.
Possibly.
The corpse.
Let
What is
him
it?
move
Break a
on.
few bones. And bury him.
Junie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'll try and do while we're having this discussion afterward, I'll kind of look around and then I'll call it Emberlost. If you can understand us, or if that is your name, why don't you go ahead and make the lights dim down once for yes or twice for no? Can you do that?
So as you speak aloud, you hear a disembodied vocal portion reply back to you from the helmet of the knight's body. I need not lights to speak.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Also creepy as hell.
I am guessing you are Emberlost, and who was spoken of in the journal that we got?
I am in fact Emberlost.
Is there any way to remove you from this ship, or are you and it now one, so to speak?
This ship shares the body of me. We are one.
So simply removing your corpse isn't going to do it.
And we cannot be separated in such a way.
Was there any condition that you remember that made it so you could be laid to rest?
What is this rest that you speak of? My servitude is to my God, and this is the form he has chosen for me.
Oh, okay. So your god is Merkel, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. That makes things easier to a sense.
Fucking Merkelites.
Don't you want to be reunited with your homeland, though?
That I do. And I will seek my destiny upon the waves till I come to such a destination. And as you kind of hear him speak of that, you can hear the anchors lifting from the dreadnought as it is pulling anchor.
Since you are no longer bound to a master, at least at this point a physical one, and we are the ones to have lifted that yoke from you, would you be able to do us a favor in kind?
Speak your desire.
Could you drop us off at Leyland and hopefully never bother the town again as you search for your heart's desire?
I have no quandary with such a place. I know not where it is, but you can depart this vessel now, quickly, or you will be bound to its fate across the waves with me.
I turn back. Everyone, I suggest we take the disembodied knight's voice at his word and get off the boat. Tarbin, you're with us unless you want to stay with your new friend forevermore.
Oh, no. I'm leaving.
Good. Is there anything of value that we should be aware of that you no longer have need of, Emberlost, on this boat or vessel?
He doesn't return a speech to you, but the bones that entwine and kind of hold him fast to the wall begin to twist and flow as if it's sucking him into the wall, rebinding the wall of bone around his body so that he's no longer visible.
Mm-hmm.
We need to move.
Yep. Let's go. Unfortunately, Azzy, this is not going to be your boat, I'm afraid.
As he's the last to leave, he takes a step towards the wall, and he offers a silent prayer for peace for this individual. May the gods of the ocean have mercy upon him. And then he turns and follows everybody else out.
Holly also kind of stays behind for a moment and watches Azzy do this. And she leaves a small offering of gold next to the next to where the bones were / are. And she tells Emberlost it was very nice to meet him, and she leaves.
So you find yourselves on the main deck as the sails are coming alive. As you began to climb up the stairs, you saw piles of bones in many shapes and sizes begin to animate and form together, coming to life, forming the shapes of skeletal crew members, rowing the mighty oars, getting them in position, and mammoth-sized individuals, almost like giant skeletons, coming to the top deck to pull down the sails and begin to make way onto the ocean.
Yep, definitely join Tarbin on land where I don't need to be on this boat anymore.
And as you make your way off the gangplanks, down onto the rocks, the ship pulls away, kind of creaking in a stressed and strained groan of agony as it unseats itself from the shoals, and the oars row it quickly out of the current bay that it's in before catching the wind and leaving onto the horizon. And that is where we will end this week's session.
Well, that was creepy,
Yeah, it's putting it
But-
one way.
but also really interesting.
Oof.
So, that was that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was not expecting that.